所有係追尋真理同埋真實事物嘅人呢，係敬禮。
At the very outset, we have to understand that truth is what it is.
At the very outset, we have to. At the very outset, we just have to know it.
What's that?
Would you mind repeating?
Can you
quite
repeat?
You have to understand at the very outset that truth is what it is.
You have to understand at the very outset, truth is what it is.
你哋要明白咧，真理咧就係真理。
You cannot change it. You have to accept as it is.
我哋唔可以改變佢，我哋係只可以接受佢。
Also, it's a fact. Unfortunately, at human awareness, we cannot know the truth.
但係好可惜咧，喺個人類嘅awareness
Yeah, awareness. Human awareness.
嘅sorry，我好緊張。警覺上咧，我哋係唔知道嘅。
So something more has to happen to us. So something more has to happen to us to know the truth.
所以咧，有啲事咧會喺我哋個身上度發生，而令到我哋知道個真相、個真理。
That is why
所以咧，
in every scripture, whether it is Dhammapada or Bible,
can you repeat that?
in
Sorry.
any scripture, whether it is Dhammapada, it's a Buddhist, Dhammapada is the scripture,
喺好多經典上咧，
or any Indian scripture or Bible,
喺印度嘅經籍同埋經典上，或者係聖經入邊，
or Quran,
可蘭經。
同埋或甚至可蘭經，
it is said that
係咁樣講嘅。
you have to have a transformation through self-realization.
要超升到無我。
要超升到一個無我。
Through self-realization. Through self-realization.
至到一個係覺悟或者自覺自悟嘅自我圓滿嘅境界。
That is what is the meaning of the word Buddha. Buddha.
呢個就係佛陀菩提嘅名就係咁嚟㗎啦。
Bodh is the Sanskrit word.
Buddha is
Sanskrit word 係一個梵文。
菩提 Buddha 係一個係印度文梵文。
Bodh, from there. And bodh means to know the reality on your central nervous system.
呢個菩提咧就係一個知道真實真理。
覺知你自己身體裏面嗰個中脈嘅能。
佢話係覺知你身體入邊中脈一個能量。
Now, in our evolution, we have become human beings.
喺我哋嘅進化裏面。
喺我哋嘅進化入邊，
And there is a little step left
一個小小嘅步驟，
where we have to achieve the selfhood, the Buddha state.
I can't hear.
Where there is a next step where we have to achieve the selfhood, the Buddha state, the selfhood.
I can't hear.
The selfhood or the Buddha state. The next stage we have to achieve is the selfhood or the Buddha state.
喺第二個步驟咧，我哋要係達到嘅咧就係一個菩提嘅境界。Buddha.
Paulo, you know Cantonese? You know Cantonese or not?
Yes.
You know Cantonese?
Not Cantonese.
See? Then you can tell her
No,
better.
I
I
must
see.
speak.
We are sorry, I must learn Cantonese. All right.
I think this is enough. You let him use this.
So, let's see.
Give
所以
To achieve this state,
係要到達呢個境界。
Buddha was most anxious.
呢個 Buddha 係咪釋迦牟尼
most act.
Lord Buddha was very anxious.
？Buddha you mean the
渴
person？
望。
Buddha.
釋迦
The
牟尼
Buddha.
釋
The
迦牟
Lord.
尼咧 Buddha 釋迦牟尼，
Yes, he was very anxious.
佢咧係好懇切咁樣咧。
Also, we had one Lord Mahavira, who was also very anxious. Both of them were born at the same time.
Lord Mahavira
係另外一個印度嘅聖人咧，佢哋都係同時候嘅人嚟嘅教主嚟嘅。
Now, both of them were so anxious that people should get their selfhood, their self-realization, that they did not want to talk about God even.
他們很渴望得到這個 self-realization，所以他們不願意談到神。
佢哋呢兩個聖人咧，都好希望人咧係得到呢個係自覺自悟嘅境界，所以咧佢哋就唔係談到神嘅。
Because they thought if you talk of God, then people just start worshipping without becoming enlightened.
因為如果當我哋一講到神嘅時候咧，人咧就會好迷信咧，你就係會忘記，就唔會記得去到追求一個自覺悟噶啦。
But without enlightenment,
但係如果冇呢個係自覺自悟，
we cannot absorb any principle of religion within ourselves.
我哋咧就唔能夠接受任何真理喺我哋個身體入邊。
For example, you may be a Buddhist, you may be a Christian, Hindu, Muslim.
無論你係任何宗教嘅教徒，
Anyone can commit any sin.
他們同樣會犯罪。
佢哋都同樣咧係會犯罪嘅。
There is no difference.
呢個係冇分別嘅。
These are all brands.
他們都是空白的。
佢哋個都係空白嘅。
But we have to become an enlightened personality.
但係咧，我哋應該成為一個係覺悟嘅人。
Now, whatever I am telling you,
係，我依家即係講任何嘅嘢俾你聽咧，
you should not accept it blindly.
你唔應該係盲目咁樣順從。
But like a scientist, keep your mind open.
你應該好似用一科學嘅精神係保持係一個開放嘅態度。
Treat it as a hypothesis.
當佢只係一個假説。
But if it is proved, then you have to accept as honest people.
如果佢係真嘅咧，你就要去接受。
So now, whatever he has told you about the subtle body, it is there within you.
好似剛才如果我哋講過任何關於係呢個精密嘅系統嘅嘢咧，
And when this subtle body rises through these 6 centers and pierces through your fontanelle bone area.
這個敏銳系統通過6個中心到達頭顱。
呢個敏鋭嘅系統咧，就經過6個中心到達我哋嘅頭殼嘅頂嗰度。
Then you become enlightened one.
如果佢通過嗰度，同埋去到即係大約6寸咁，你個頭上邊咧，你就係一個覺悟嘅人。
Then you do not have to meditate, but you are in meditation.
你唔需要刻意咁樣去靜坐，但係咧你就已經係喺一個靜坐嘅境界。
There are 2 truths you should know about yourself.
有2樣嘢咧，你要知道，即係認識關於你自己嘅。
That fundamentally,
基本上
you are not this body, this mind, this ego, these conditionings.
你唔係你自己呢個身體，你唔係你呢個思想，你唔係你自己個自我嚇。
These emotions,
同埋情緒，
this intelligence,
智慧，
this intelligence.
同埋你嘅智慧。
But you are the pure spirit.
純潔的真理，純潔。
You are the pure spirit.
你係一個係純粹嘅靈。
That is what we have to become in the next step of our evolution.
呢一個做一個純粹嘅靈咧，就係你應該要追求得到嘅境界。
For that, this beautiful thing is within you.
為咗咁樣咧，呢個係 Kundalini 咧。
The second truth is that there is an all-pervading power of love, divine power, in abstract.
神圣的爱，心性的爱。
There is an all-pervading divine power.
仲有我哋咧係宇宙嘅力量。
You see these beautiful flowers,
你哋可以睇見啲美麗嘅花朵，
we take them for granted.
我哋就即係當咗係咁就係咁噶啦。
They are so beautiful coming from Mother Earth,
其實佢哋咁靚咧係由泥土度種出嚟嘅。
but we don't think even
我哋咧就諗都唔諗下，就覺得佢應該係有就係有噶啦。
what a miracle they are.
我哋就咁擺咗喺度。
Even see your eyes. It's such a camera.
我哋可以用佢眼睇到啦。
Your brain is such a computer.
你的脑子跟电脑一样。
我哋嘅腦咧係同電腦一樣。
So, we take all this for granted.
天上赐给你的。
我哋咧就當咗呢啲係即係自然已經有啦，就上天賜俾我哋噶啦。
Pulsation of your heart, also we take it for granted.
我哋嘅心跳，我哋脈搏嘅跳動，我哋都即係當咗佢係應該係咁樣跳噶啦。
But we don't think who does all these things.
但我哋咧就唔即係諗下呢個現象係點解會有嘅。
We don't even think how have we become human beings.
我哋連諗都唔諗，我哋點解會做一個人？
All is done by this all-pervading power of love.
呢啲咧就係我哋所要講到嘅係宇宙嘅力量啦。
That power regulates everything. That power regulates everything.
喺呢個力量，宇宙嘅力量咧係連接係影響到每一樣事嘅。
So the spirit in your heart
所以我哋內心入邊呢個靈咧，
has to come in your attention
就應該係受到你哋嘅注意噶啦。
to enlighten your central nervous system.
我哋咧係要令到我哋覺悟我哋自己有一個神經嘅中樞。
So you become Buddha, knowledgeable.
咁樣咧，你就會成為一個好似佛咁啦，一個釋迦牟尼啦。
Not by reading books.
唔係靠讀書嘅。
If you read books, it's just mental.
如果你讀書咧，你只係一個係思想上嘅事物嚟嘅。
As it is, we are having stress and strain because of too much mental activity.
亦都係因為譬如我哋太多嘅思想上、腦袋嘅工作太多咧，我哋就好多情緒上嘅困擾啊同壓力啦。
So we have to go beyond.
咁我哋咧就要去高過呢一個層次嘅。
So when this Kundalini rises, she crosses through this center on the optic chiasma.
所以當呢個 Kundalini 咧，即係被喚醒，同埋一路即係咁樣向上升，去到我哋個腦一個係大約係眼部嘅地方咧，係當兩左右嘅神經交匯嘅地方。
Then she sucks in from one side the ego and the other side the conditioning. The ego and the conditioning like that.
自大跟超自大都吸收掉。
去到嗰笪地方咧，我哋嘅自我同埋我哋嘅
超自大。超自大。
What's that？
超自大。
超自我。
By that your brain is opened out here and the Kundalini passes through
然後去到
the fontanel.
喺嗰笪地方，我哋相信咧係會融匯，然後係經過我哋個腦咧係出咗嚟嘅，可以離開個天靈蓋嗰度嘅。
Like in Sanskrit language, a bird is called as Dvijaha. 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 Bird is called as Dvijaha, means twice born. Bird.
生两次呀。
喺呢個就係好似科學上講呢一個
梵文。
還
Twice born.
再生。
Twice born. The first as an egg, and then as a bird.
然後咧就分開咗。
In the same way, an enlightened person is called also Dvijaha.
咁一個係有個自己已經係覺悟嘅人咧，就好似再生咗一樣。
So, when this opens out,
當呢個開放嘅時候咧，喺個頭嗰度，
then we are open to the enlightenment.
咁我哋咧係接受咗一個係覺悟噶啦。
Now, as this instrument has to be connected to the mains,
好似呢個咪咧就要即係接受連接埋個電線去個電掣咁樣啦。
it has no meaning. It has no meaning, no direct. It has no meaning.
佢呢個嘢咧係本身係冇意思嘅。
In the same way, once we are connected to the mains, we know what we are.
所以當我哋 spirit， 即係當我哋靈係同一個宇宙嗰個力量咧接受咗，即係聯繫咗嘅時候咧，我哋就知道我哋係咩嘢啦。
Then you know your beautiful divinity.
咁咧 divinity。
成為很漂亮的人。
咁我哋咧就成為一個好漂亮、一個美好嘅人。
And then you know all about yourself.
咁樣你就會係真真正正咁認識你自己啦，真我啦。
Also, this attention comes through your fingertips on your nerves.
同埋咧，你嘅手指尖咧就會亦都有一種感覺嘅。
They have shown here in the picture all the 7 centers as they are denoted with the colors.
喺個圖表度咧，你可以見到咧，呢啲即係手指咧，亦都係同嗰7個嘅中心咧，係大家係有聯繫嘅，係用同樣嘅顏色咁代表出嚟嘅。
So all these centers are enlightened on your fingertips.
所以咧，所有呢啲中心咧，呢啲輪嘅區咧，就係喺我哋身體度有個感覺出嚟嘅。
So there are 7 centers.
總共有7個中心。
First, then here there are 5, that is 6 and 7th.
總共有7個嘅。
Right side is for your physical and mental side.
呢個咧係實質身體同埋個思想個嗰一邊嚟嘅，右手就係。
And the left side is for your emotional side.
個左手咧就係你嘅係感性嗰一邊嘅。
Of course, in medical science, they say left and right sympathetic nervous system.
當然啦，如果你從解剖學講嚟講咧，就係交感神經同埋一個副交感神經。
And the central one as the parasympathetic.
嗰個中間咧，我哋就叫做一個副交感神經。剛才我講咗左右咧就係一個交感神經，中間嗰啲咧就係副交感神經。
So, when you are running, you can increase the rate of your heart.
當你走緊嘅時候咧，你嘅心跳會加速。
Through the sympathetic nervous system.
呢個咧就係一個交感神經。
So we use the sympathetic in emergencies. In emergencies.
所以當我哋有緊急嘅事件嘅時候咧，有事故嘅時候咧，我哋用我哋嘅交感神經嘅。
But it comes to normal. It comes to normal through parasympathetic, the normal beat of the heart.
但係到興奮過後，我哋要將佢正常化嘅時候咧，我哋就要用個副交感神經啦。
So now when this Kundalini rises and passes through this center, as I told you, the optic chiasma,
所以當呢個
opens it up like that.
嗰個力量咧，呢個感覺咧，升到我哋個 optic chiasma 就係個腦神經後邊個交叉嘅會點嗰度咧。
Then you reach a state which we call as thoughtless awareness.
咁去到嗰度嘅時候咧，我哋就叫做 thoughtless awareness，就係一個心無雜念嘅境界啦。
So you are very aware, but there is no thought bombarding your head.
喺呢個時候咧，你係好 aware，你係好警覺，但係咧你係 thoughtless，即係你唔需要刻意去諗佢嘅。
Then it crosses through
然後咧，佢就
your fontanelle bone area.
佢就會一路向上升，去到你嘅天靈蓋嗰度。
And when this connection is established properly,
當呢個聯繫咧係好正確咁樣連接到咧，
then you reach a state which we call as doubtless awareness.
没有怀疑的。
咁呢個當你去到呢個境界，即係再升到個天靈蓋嘅時候嘅境界咧，就叫 doubtless， 即係毫無懷疑嘅境覺啦。
Then if you want to think, you can think. Otherwise, you are in a very peaceful state of mind.
喺呢度咧，如果你要想嘢，有思想，你都可以思想；但如果你要唔想嘅時候咧，你就係一個好平和、好寧靜嘅境界。
Then you never get the strain or stress of mind.
你係完全喺個心理上同埋思想上咧係冇壓力嘅。
See, the thought in our mind rises and falls down, again rises and falls down.
嗱，我哋嘅思想咧係成日又升又低，又高又低咁樣樣。
And we are jumping on the cusp of the thought all the time. Cusp. Cusp is the top portion.
我哋咧成日就係高高低低咁樣樣。
Yeah. The thoughts come to us from the future or from the past.
我哋咧成日咧就係即係兩邊走，係由即係個思想咧又係去下將來，拎間又去諗下懷舊，諗翻以前嘅嘢。
But we are never in the present.
我哋咧就從來都唔諗下現在呢刻嘅。
In between, there's a little space.
喺呢個即係之前同之後咧，其實有一個空間喺度嘅。
So when this center opens out like this,
所以當喺呢個頸嘅 optic chiasma， 即係眼神經嘅後邊交匯嘅時候咧，
your attention could be thoughtless.
你嘅注意力咧係唔需要係心無雜念嘅，唔
And
需要刻意
you
諗。
are in the present.
你咧就啱啱係活喺現在呢一刻啦。
And the present is the reality.
而個現在咧就係真實㗎啦。
And that is the time when you grow in your divinity.
很神聖的個體。
係呢個咧就係你個真真正正嘅
神聖的先行。
神
聖。
Divinity. You
divinity
grow in divinity at that time, in the present when you are.
divinity
很神聖的個體。
係神聖嘅嚇。咁嘅時候咧就係一個神聖嘅個體嚟嘅，神聖啊。
All right. So, that is to be in meditation. That is to be in meditation.
如果所以當你係 in 即係喺個靜坐嘅入邊咧，狀態入邊咧，
Now the nature of the spirit we should understand.
你咧就會明白到個靈嘅係自然嘅，係一個實質嘅。
First of all, the spirit is a universal being.
首先咧，呢個靈咧係宇宙一個個體嚇，
It is reflected in everyone.
係佢咧係反映喺我哋每一個人嘅入邊嘅。
So when the spirit comes into your attention, you develop a new awareness.
如果當你注意到呢個靈咧，你就係有一個覺悟啦，有一個自覺嘅境界。
This awareness is called as collective consciousness.
呢一個境覺咧就叫做 collective consciousness， 即係個集體嘅覺悟。
Means you can not only feel your centers, but also you can feel centers of everyone.
喺呢個覺悟嘅境界咧，你唔單止係感覺到你自己手上嗰啲 centre 嗰啲感覺，你連每一個人呢啲 centre 呢啲感覺咧，其他嘅氣流量咧，你都可以感覺到嘅。
So who is the other? There's nobody is the other. You see, the microcosm becomes a macrocosm.
咁呢個小個體咧就形成一個大我嘅個體啦。
Like a drop becomes the ocean.
一小滴變成
一個小滴嘅水咧就變成一個大海啦。
Thus, we cannot have wars. We cannot have any quarrel.
不會吵架。
我哋唔會同人嘈吵啦。
Because all of us know the absolute truth, absolute.
因為喺嗰個時候咧，我哋個個人咧都知道一個真真正正嘅真理啦，絕對嘅真理啦。
Absolute truth is something that cannot be challenged.
一個真正嘅真理咧係唔可以被挑戰嘅，因為佢冇嘢可以被挑戰到。
Now I'm sitting before you, and you are seeing me, all of you.
嗱，我依家咧就係坐喺你嘅前面，你哋個個都睇到我。
Is the truth?
呢個係咪真嘅？
And nobody is going to quarrel on that point.
而冇人會同我為一點而爭議啦。
But when you become the spirit, you all know the same absolute truth.
當每一個人都變成一個真嘅靈嘅時候咧，你個人都知道一個絕對嘅，都認識到絕對嘅真理。
If you have 10 small children who are enlightened and put a band on their eyes,
如果你係已經係有呢個知道呢個覺悟，好似我哋用一啲布冚住我哋嘅眼睛，
and ask them, what is the wrong with this gentleman?
呢小孩子，小孩，好似一個
看別人，
如果我哋當俾人蒙住眼睛，然後咧我哋問你即係別人有咩錯誤嘅時候咧，
Then they will all point out the same finger.
佢哋個個咧都會係指同樣嘅手指。
Supposing they point out this finger,
譬如佢哋如果想係講呢一隻手指尾，
you ask the person, do you have a heart trouble?
咁你問一個人咧，你有冇一個心嘅問題啦？
Said, how do you know?
咁個人會話你點知㗎？
Because the children are telling us.
小孩子，
This is the heart. For the heart.
因為
每一個小孩子都會告訴你同樣的。
因為咧每一個小孩子都會講俾你聽同樣嘅答案。
You can see there, see. This finger.
因為個手指咧喺呢個系統入邊咧係代表個手指尾係代表個心輪靈輪咧。
So when the Kundalini rises, she passes through these centers. The centers are like this, made from the left and right sympathetic like this. Left and right.
佢左右嘅輪咧係喺個中間，好似佢個手勢咁樣咧，左同埋右係合埋嘅。
And in the center is in the parasympathetic, in the center.
喺中間嗰個咧就係個副交感神經嘅。
Now when we use the right side too much or left side too much, this becomes very constricted. The energy is less.
當我哋用左邊太多或者用右邊太多嘅時候咧，好似兩個咧就唔係一個吻合，所以即係反為有阻塞嘅。
That's how you have physical, mental, emotional and spiritual problems.
亦都係因為咁咧，你就會有係情緒上啊、思想上啊同埋肉體上嘅困擾噶啦。
But when the Kundalini passes through this center puts them right together.
但係如果當呢個 Kundalini 即係呢個靈體咧係啱啱係從中間係經過嘅時候咧
and nourishes them. And nourishes them. Nourishes.
然後咧係豐富佢哋，
And then it connects you to the mains.
然後咧就好似個電掣咁將你係向個即係個電池或者個插蘇咁連接咗。
So all the time the vital energy starts flowing.
如果喺呢個情形之下咧，嗰啲係最重要嘅能量咧，就會可以係向個身體度散佈。
So you become extremely dynamic.
所以咁樣咧就會變到係非常之有能力啊，好活躍啊。
At the same time you become extremely compassionate.
而同時咧，你亦都係非常之係
You are very
仁慈有
relaxed.
愛心，同埋又好鬆弛嘅。
You are very relaxed and you do not feel the stress of life.
你會覺得好鬆弛咧，你亦都唔會覺得係生活係幾咁緊張啊、壓迫嘅。
As if when you are standing in the water, in the sea, you are afraid of the waves.
好似咧，你企喺個大海之中咧，你係好害怕嗰啲
The waves.
好似好害怕嗰啲海浪。
But when you get into a boat, you enjoy the waves.
但係如果當你喺隻船嗰度咧，你就好即係覺得嗰啲浪咧係好可愛嘅。
But if you know how to swim, you can save the people also.
如果你識得游水咧，
游泳。
if you can，
If you know how to swim, you can save the people.
如果你甚至識埋游水咧，可以救人添。
This is exactly what happens in Sahajayoga.
呢個咧就係喺同 Sahajayoga 入邊咧一個相同噶啦。
You get the power
你有嗰個能力
to solve the problems
去解決
of
問題，
others.
去解決其他人嘅問題。
You can solve their physical problem
你可以解決佢哋係身體上嘅問題，
because you can raise the Kundalini.
因為你可以係提升呢一個 Kundalini。
You can solve their mental problem,
你可以係解決佢哋嘅思想上嘅問題、
emotional
精神嘅問題
problem,
情緒上嘅問題、
spiritual problem.
靈性上嘅問題。
In Delhi, there are 3 doctors who have got their MD in Sahajayoga.
係咧，
在印度他们有3个医生
喺印度咧有3個醫生，
研究
They have got MD. They have got their MD degree.
佢哋有3個有醫學學位嘅醫生。
They have this is on blood cancer, one subject, and epilepsy, and asthma. They
佢
did
哋係研究係
blood cancer,
血癌、
癫痫
and also one in
癲癇
asthma,
症，即係發羊吊嗰啲啦，
气喘、
asthma.
同埋哮喘、
内骨气喘、
Epilepsy.
赖皮
癲癇症，即係腦嘅癲癇症。
赖皮症。
And there are 7 doctors in London who are tabulating how many people are cured with Sahajayoga.
而喺倫敦咧，亦都有7個醫生。
It's your own power which cures you. It's your own power which cures you.
佢哋咧係用
力量，你的力量，你可以在你手
The
里。
doctors use the power。
Their own power that cures them.
佢哋認為咧係自己嘅力量去醫翻好自己，
It's all your own.
係你哋自己身體本身會有嘅，
That is not my obligation at all, of any kind.
而唔係靠佢嘅力量。
This is just like one candle which is enlightened can easily enlighten another candle.
即係好似一支點着嘅蠟燭咧，佢好容易咧就可以點着隔離嗰支蠟燭，
Because you are ready and the whole thing is built in within you.
而因為咧你係 ready， 你即係有個心理準備去接受呢一樣嘢。
This thing works out spontaneously, sahaj.
呢個 Sahajayoga 咧係即時就自然就會有噶啦，
Because it is a living process of a living energy.
有生命的，
因為咧佢唔係一個係有生命嘅，佢係有生命嘅。Living is a living， 呢個係一個生動嘅力量。
All right? So now, this has to happen to all of us.
呢個咧係喺我哋每一個人身上都可以發生嘅。
But then it is said that future Buddha is Matraya.
有人話咧未來嘅佛咧就係
Means 3 powers. 3 powers.
有3個力量，
One of comfort.
一個咧就係好舒服嘅 comfort，
Comfort is curing.
安慰下。
Counseling. Counseling.
counseling 就是给你
counseling 係分析去
Yes.
傾
I
聽
mean,
嘅
making
聆
them
聽下。
understand. Counseling. And third is redemption. Redemption. Redemption is to elevate, evolve.
去補償，第3個就係補償。
These 3 powers will be there in the future Buddha, Matraya.
呢3種質素咧，就喺未來嘅佛咧就會有嘅。
And he will be Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva.
因為菩薩
Buddha, future Buddha is Bodhisattva.
未來嘅佛同埋菩薩，
You don't know. She's a Buddhist. All right. This Bodhisattva is the one is described by which people will become enlightened but they will enlighten other people.
呢個觀音菩薩佢話咧，即係如果你有呢個自覺呢個覺悟咧，你亦都可以係領導幫第二啲人去覺悟嘅。
Even a very great poet called as William Blake from England
有一個英國咧好出名嘅詩人
has said the same thing,
都有講過同樣嘅説話，
that there will be men of God
將來咧係會有一個 man of God，
and they will make others saintly. And they will make others saintly.
將來會有一個聖人，佢哋亦都會將人其他嘅人變埋成聖，做埋聖人。
So this is the time when you have to achieve it.
所以呢個咧就係一個時候啦。
For this, we have to do nothing.
要追求呢一樣嘢咧，我哋又唔需要做任何嘢
It
嘅。
is effortless.
呢個係唔需要一個係努力嘅。
You might ask why all these great religions have failed. You might ask why all these religions have failed.
所有的宗教都失敗。
佢話咧，你哋會懷疑點解所有嘅宗教咧都失敗？
The reason is they became either power oriented or money oriented.
個原因咧就係因為佢哋係傾重於權力或者係金錢。
They were never spirit oriented.
佢哋咧從來咧都唔從我哋嘅靈性上去追求，
They got deviated.
佢哋係偏差咗啦。
Nothing wrong with religions.
宗教咧係冇嘢錯嘅，本來。
Nothing wrong with the prophets.
嗰啲先知咧亦都係冇咩錯嘅。
Nothing wrong with incarnations.
嗰啲聖人在世咧亦都係冇錯嘅。
It's wrong with human beings.
就係錯咧，就係在於人類係人嘅錯。
That's why all the problem.
就所有嘅問題咧，就係因為人出喺人
All
嗰度。
ecological problems, political problems, economic problems,
我哋嘅政治啦、經濟啦同埋環境嘅問題、
family problems,
家庭嘅問
society
題、
problems
社會嘅問題，
are coming from human beings only.
以上嘅問題咧都係由人而引起嘅。
If these human beings can be transformed,
如果人類咧可以係被轉變提升，
all these problems can be solved.
呢啲問題咧就唔再，以上嘅問題就唔再存在啦。
So only this transformation has to take place.
所以咧就我哋咧就需要有呢一個提升。
And you have everything built in within you.
但係我哋呢提升嘅條件咧都喺晒我哋入邊嘅。
So the greatest quality of the spirit is the nature is that you become the source of joy.
所以個條件咧就係我哋要成為一個係快樂嘅泉源，
For yourself and for others.
為你自己亦都為人哋。
Joy has not a double face like happiness and unhappiness.
Joy 咧就係有
It is an absolute
joy 呢
experience.
個愉快咧係唔係兩邊嘅，好似係唔係好似話開心定唔開心咁樣樣？
It is an absolute experience.
呢一個咧係一個絕對嘅感覺嚟嘅。
And I feel very confident about Chinese people.
佢話咧佢係對於中國人咧係好有信心嘅。
I've been to the mainland China 3 times.
佢去過中國3次，
Also, I've met the Prime Minister.
佢亦都見過我哋嘅總理。
And all of them were asking me about spiritual life.
佢哋咧每一個人咧都向佢問關於靈性上嘅生活，
It's very surprising.
對嚟講係好奇怪嘅。
And also, Russia is the same.
喺蘇聯亦都係咁樣樣。
Now, as you know, Sahajayoga is working in so many countries.
Sahajayoga 在每一個國家。
依家 Sahajayoga 咧係每一個國家咧都係有初步認識㗎啦，發展。
We have tried in Hong Kong also.
我哋咧亦都嘗試喺香港發展，
But so far, I don't know why people did not take interest in themselves.
但係咧，佢就唔明點解香港嘅人咧就係對呢啲自己嘅切身嘅事咧就唔感興趣嘅。
It is so important.
呢啲咧係好重要嘅事嚟
It
嘅。
is so vital.
呢個係非常之重要嘅。
First of all, there are so many diseases in the modern times
而家現代嘅世界咧有好多疾病，
which can be easily cured by yourself.
而呢啲疾病咧係好容易係我哋自己可以醫到自己嘅。
And all the problems
同埋所有嘅問題咧
of ignorance
都係無知引起。
will be finished.
都可以，因為無知嘅問題咧都可以係解決到嘅。
Now, if it is absolutely free,
呢樣嘢咧係又完全係唔使收錢嘅。
and it is within you, so why not have it?
然後又喺我哋嘅身體發自我哋身體入邊嘅。
Like this Mother Earth, she has a built-in capacity to sprout these flowers.
好似我哋地球咧，佢自己有個能力係可以生啲花出嚟啊！
But how much do we pay to the Mother Earth?
但係我哋咧俾幾多錢俾個地球咧？
She does not understand money.
個地球咧唔了
She
解咩
doesn't
叫錢，
understand banks.
佢有冇一個銀行嘅制度，佢唔明咩叫銀行嘅。
That's a nature.
呢個就係自然，
That's how it works out.
而係呢個自然咧就係咁樣生啲花出嚟噶啦。
I hope this time you will all get your realization.
我知道今次咧，你哋個個咧都會係有一個。
It hardly takes 10 minutes. It hardly takes 10 minutes.
呢個咧就連10分鐘都唔需要嘅。
But later on you must respect it.
但係遲啲咧，你就應該係practice it。
Now you don't have to take sannyasa like Buddha had to do that. You don't have to take sannyasa. You don't have to become an ascetic. Sannyasa is.
你咧就唔需要過到好似苦行僧咁樣去練習佢。
You don't have to suffer anymore.
你唔需要再受任何嘅痛苦。
You don't have to go to Himalayas and stand on your heads.
你又唔需要走到去喜馬拉雅山，
Only
去到做倒立。
only thing you have to come to the collective.
你只要做到咧，就係去到一個集體嘅領域。
Now there are some Australians who have come all the way
有呢度咧，就在座咧就有啲係由澳洲嚟嘅。
and are living here with you.
我自己咧就喺呢一度啦。
Just to spread this for Hong Kong people.
只係需要你哋咧係向香港嘅人傳播出去。
Such feeling of sharing,
呢個分享嘅感覺，
sharing the joy,
分享呢個愉快美好嘅感覺。